Hello, good evening and welcome to One Life Left, Britain's favourite video game radio show. I'm Steve Curran.
You're back!
Wait, that's not your name?
Hi.
He's back!
Hi.
Steve's back!
So
And
good
look
to
at
be
Steve!
back. So good to
I've
be
seen him
back.
for-
I forgot what you look like.
I've not seen him for 4 weeks.
I missed your faces and your voices because we're a radio show. Let's concentrate on
I'm
the audio.
Simon Byron.
I'm Anne Scantlebury. Steve, I've missed the skin on your face
Yeah,
more
what's
than
happened
anything.
what's happened to your face?
It's gone. Well, it's Movember, isn't it?
Is that what you've done?
Well, I don't want people to be throwing money at me in the street for being a bit hairy.
Right,
So
okay. Well,
I
you
got rid of it all.
look 10 years younger.
Thanks. So about 45.
Yeah, about that, yeah. Do you feel younger?
I do. I feel invigorated.
Right.
By especially by coming back from Los Angeles, where everyone is young and beautiful.
Of course they are. Did you have a nice time? Oh, so you've had some buttocks, haven't you?
Botox.
Right. I see.
Botox.
Wonder you look surprised.
Permanently, I can't move my face.
Did you have a good time over
I had
there?
a lovely time. I was speaking at GDC Next, which is excellent and inspiring and all those kinds of things.
Right.
So
What were you
I
talking
did
about?
that. And then, I was talking about death, so that was inspiring.
Yes.
Nice.
I was talking about how you should chart the narrative of your interactive life and piece of media and how...
Right, we've
those
heard
two
this
things
one,
are
haven't we?
saying. You've heard it.
Oh, yeah.
You'd be
I've
bored.
been in it.
You'd either be
Yeah.
bored or cry.
Right, okay.
And then I went to Disneyland
Right, to celebrate?
to celebrate, yeah,
Well done,
basically.
Steve.
And it was excellent.
Thanks for the invitation.
And a bit scary. Well, you know what? We can go when we go to GDC next year, assuming Disneyland is in San Francisco. It's not.
It's not.
But maybe someone will give us a lift down there. If you can drive One Life Left to Disneyland. We're a video game radio show, and we've got an amazing hour of video game related features coming up. Adam Avatar's back.
Brilliant.
Good news.
Avatar. Craig the Rage McLelland.
Oh,
yeah.
You missed him.
We did miss him, actually, frustratingly, because we almost had him, didn't we? But you forgot to send him.
Yes. That's exactly
Is
what
that why
happened.
he's
Exactly.
back this week?
Yeah.
Yes, and Sega Badawi's back as well. That's not all.
Right.
Got some
What
guests.
We do have a studio full of
It's
guests.
full today, isn't
Very
it?
special guests.
Thanks for coming in, guys. We'd like to welcome Michelle and Christophe from Media Molecule. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing? Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, I'm quite fine. Really fine.
Good news.
First time in this.
So, Michelle, you're producer on Tearaway, right?
Yes.
And Christophe, you are
Game designer.
game designer. So we've got the creative hub of Tearaway
Yeah.
in the studio. Do you know much about Tearaway, Anne?
No.
Well, you're about to.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's good news.
But hold your horses, everyone, because it's time for Anne's news.
One life left. One life left. One life left. One life left. Video game news with Anne Scantlebury.
It's 7:04 on Monday the 18th of November. I'm Anne Scantlebury and this is the news. The PlayStation 4 is out in North America and it's doing pretty well, having sold over 1 million units in 24 hours. However, some customers have reported problems with the console. A small number of machines have a flashing blue light instead of a white light when switched on and don't send a signal to the TV screen. Sony has issued troubleshooting advice for those affected. The PS4 will be released in the UK on the 29th of November.
Biggest console launch ever.
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 There are a lot of stories about it selling 1 million copies,
Yeah.
which you presumably you saw on Eurogamer recently.
Yeah, it did.
But they'd already come out and said that they'd had 1 million pre-orders, didn't they?
That makes sense, doesn't it?
So this should be no surprise, should it? well done for successfully collecting the money of the people that have pledged it towards you. I mean, Steve and I can do that.
Still, no signals being sent to the TV. That's kind of bad, isn't it? Unless the PlayStation launch lineup, which I'm not sure, I've not seen, maybe it's all audio games.
Could be, yeah.
Like Papa Sangre
2, which is coming out
It's come
soon,
out. So maybe it's fine. Is it fine?
What I'm pretty certain, like obviously we don't have the PlayStation 4 over here yet to test this ourselves, but I'm pretty certain they're not all audio games, Steve.
Really?
Yeah.
Still waiting on our media copy.
Yeah, can't wait.
Can't
Sure,
wait.
it's on its way.
So excited.
Did you see what they did this week, Anne?
Yes, I did.
Are you going to talk about it later or not?
What, that thing with the tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to talk about that.
Wasn't that cool?
Wasn't that amazing?
Steve, did you see this?
The Oxo Tower.
Yeah, the OX square triangle tower.
I was only surprised that it had taken them this
Yeah.
long to think of it.
It's one of those ideas where you go, oh, yeah.
You see, I wanted to turn it into the Gossip Girl tower. The XOXO tower.
That works.
Yeah.
Functional joke.
Good.
Well done.
Thank you. Well, I think PlayStation did it probably better than I would ever do it. Football Manager 2013 has been illegally downloaded over 10 million times, according to figures from Sports Interactive. Speaking at the London Games Conference, Sports Interactive's Miles Jacobson explained that they were able to track the IP addresses of people who had downloaded a cracked version of the game because of a flaw in it. China had the largest number of downloads, with Turkey in second place and Portugal in third. One download was detected in the Vatican, which is weird because we thought the Vatican had a no-balls game policy these days.
Hey.
Yay.
Hey, guess what?
What?
I know this story.
Right.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because I was on the radio this week.
Were you?
What?
Did you see that media request we got?
It may well form part of letters later, Steve.
Okay, well, I responded to
Did
that.
you? Okay.
And, well, I'll let you know how it went later
Right.
in the letters
No,
section.
I think we can cover it now.
No, let's do it later.
Okay.
But do tell us about this story.
Yeah.
The story, well, it's funny because it's got a bit of content to it, which is loads of the games were pirated by rogue downloaders across the world, and it phones home, doesn't it, using something called Home, and that's how Miles...
Well, he said it was a flaw in the game, and that's how Anne just described it. It can't be I mean, it's a pretty handy flaw, isn't it?
Yes.
Letting Miles Jacobson into your computer.
And he did say that he said it would be foolish of them to think that all of these would correspond to
He did say
paid
that,
downloads, didn't he?
Yep.
But a certain fraction of them would, and actually their numbers are slightly down on last year, is that right? And he thinks it's because of this.
But they're down across the board. All games are down.
All games.
All
FIFA,
games are
sold
down?
fewer.
Yep.
no.
Assassin's Creed, fewer.
Yep.
All the others,
Interesting.
fewer.
Interesting. And there is an argument that piracy actually in some weird ways helps your game by getting the game out there and more people play it and then they download the next one for free and somehow give you money. I don't really
It's
understand
an
the
argument that pirates make, isn't it?
is.
No, but it is, isn't it?
Do you think that some game studios should just put a little bucket outside their office? Then if you have illegally downloaded it and you're like, do you know what, actually, I had a really great time playing that game and I want to give you, just maybe even if it's just coins.
Oh,
just
here
a
you
few
are,
coins.
Miles. There's a couple of bob. Go and get yourself a cup of coffee. The thing is, though, if you were the person in the Vatican that downloaded it, you're going to have a
The
conscience,
one
aren't
person.
you? Yeah.
What if it was the Pope?
Well, exactly.
I mean, it couldn't be anyone else, could it? Battlefield 4 has been having a lot of problems this weekend. Players of the PS4 version have experienced crashes and instability since the console's launch, while the PC version of the game was subject to a DDoS attack, making the game unplayable. Developer DICE is hoping to get an update out early next week for the PS4 version, is testing an update for the Xbox 360 version, and is working on an update for the PC version. The question on DICE's mind must be, as Jordan Sparks sang, why does Battlefield always feel like a battlefield?
That's very good. We should rewrite that for our One Life Left karaoke
I mean,
at Christmas, shouldn't
we really should.
Do you want to do that?
Okay.
Okay.
No mention of the Xbox One version, then. Are they happy with that? I mean, obviously, the Xbox One's not out yet. Anne,
Yeah,
is
so
the answer,
that's.
But do you think? But do you think they're going to be concerned by it? Or it's going to be the perfect launch
Well,
platform
you've
for
got to
it?
hope that I mean, every other console there's a problem, pretty much. Well, so the PS4, PC, and 360, you've got to hope that they're checking the other one. Like, if that was happening here, if we had a problem with Simon
Yep.
and with Steve,
Yep.
you've got to be checking me for problems as well. No.
No.
Okay. Here's a date for your diary. The Assassin's Creed film is due for release on the 7th of August 2015. This date has been pushed back from the 22nd of May. There's still no word on which Assassin's Creed is being adapted, but shooting is due to start next year. However, with Michael Full Frontal Fassbender starring, we can be pretty certain what his weapon of choice will be.
What will it be?
His penis.
Right, okay.
Just to clear that up.
I understand. So you're excited about this? I mean, the movie.
Yeah. No.
Really?
Not really. I mean, I'll be honest,
Never mind. Over to One Life Less film correspondent Michelle.
Whoa.
Should we be excited about the Assassin's Creed movie?
Yeah,
Yeah?
maybe.
It's Fassbender, come on.
Well, for that reason, hell yeah.
I think he's here for a reason.
What should we expect, guys, from the Assassin's Creed movie that we don't expect from the video game?
Sex, maybe.
What? What?
Why not?
Goodness me! No one's ever dared suggest such.
We're a family radio show.
Unbelievable. Have you-
Just past 7 p.m.
I suppose being Assassin's Creed, there'll be some killing in it. So,
Fair to assume, Anne.
so you know, if there's killing, then other stuff is sure to follow, right?
I think what will happen is that that something will happen right at the start, be quite explosive, and he'll be like, right, okay, I'm going to avenge something.
And then the
Yeah.
credits will come on, won't
Yep.
they? Go, no, Assassin's Creed.
Yep.
Then it'll be a bit off key, like a bit, sorry, not off key,
Narrative.
bit quieter.
Yeah, and then en route to avenging this action, Fassbender will have to repair blacksmiths and renovate shops. He'll have to buy a stable and earn an income that way.
There'll be lots of wandering around where he's not sure what to do.
Exactly.
Now, I haven't played Assassin's Creed before. Is it a going around game?
Oh, it gets a bit bogged down in itself.
Yeah.
And that's
Really?
actually what you want to do is do assassinating.
And
You have to...
Or creeding.
Or creed, exactly. But the bulk of your time is spent either removing litter in the form of posters or building up a retail empire.
I am so excited to see Michael Fassbender removing litter. And finally, the ice between mortal sworn enemies, Microsoft and Sony, looks to have turned to flowers and puppies and love as Microsoft sent Sony a congratulatory message on the launch of the PlayStation 4 in North America. Twitter messages of thanks and good luck then flowed back and forth between representatives from the companies. This is the most heartfelt and adorable thing to have happened since Katie Price and Peter Andre said I do in front of a plethora of celebrities and viewers of ITV2's hit reality show, Jordan and Peter, Marriage and Mayhem.
How did that work out?
Well, now, I'll be honest, that ended in divorce. So,
But on the bright side, 2 separate reality TV shows.
yeah.
So everyone wins,
And
apart from the
two
children.
beautiful children.
So I looked at this message that Microsoft sent to Sony. I thought it was a bit perfunctory, honestly.
I
you?
thought it was quite aggressive.
It just said, congratulations on the launch of your new console, full stop.
No, smiley face.
No smiley face, no
XO,
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 no
yes.
XO, no
If you,
XO.
like, obviously, grammar is a weapon, but if you're ever going to use punctuation, you know, enthusiastic punctuation, you're ever going to use an exclamation mark, surely the launch of a new console, the first for 8 years, is the time to do it. Microsoft
Yeah.
were like, nope, full stop.
Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
Do you think they were folding their arms when they said that?
Well, if you zoom into the full stop, it's actually a micro dot that says, screw you! It doesn't say that. That was a joke.
I thought that the green background colour was very aggressive. Just one colour. Black writing. Nothing else.
So what do you think Sony are going to do when the Xbox One launches?
Do you think that...
Well, if they had any sort of class, they'd just turn their trouser pockets inside out and they unzip their flies and just and make a noise at them.
I think they're going to send a gorillagram.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so presumably you would. Well, Sony are going to have to respond, aren't they?
They'll have
And
to get they'll get some of their PlayStation exclusive characters. Like they'll get Nathan Drake to shoot "Congratulations, Xbox" into the sky or whatever he
Yeah,
does.
it was an odd thing for them to do, though, wasn't it? Because if they not done it, we would have not been talking about them not doing it.
But it's got us all talking though, hasn't it? It's got us still
but they
talking
did it
about
in
the
a way
Xbox
that,
One.
yeah, as it, well, I'm going to go and buy an Xbox One now because they
Because
seem
they
so
said-
polite. They seem so nice.
I will only buy hardware from very polite companies.
Thanks, Anne.
One Life Left video game news with Anne Scantleberry.
Hello, I'm Sega Badawi and welcome to One Life Left local news. There's been a fallout in the newsreading community after Jeremy Packman insulted his fellow journalists. He said that he would turn off the telly whenever he saw a newsreader on a reality talent show, and one example he gave was OLL Breakfast's Susanna Reid-Only Memory, who is currently starring on Strictly/Dancing. He certainly wasn't talking about the forthcoming One Life Left Christmas party, where Anne Scantlebury will be starring in the pantomime Snow White and the 7 out of 10 Dwarfs. Tickets are still available at oll.eventbrite.com. However, unlike the other newsreaders on reality shows, Anne will not be donating her fee to charity as she has a perm to pay for. Thanks, and back to your usual programming.
That is Unison by JPEG. He is my favourite file format. It's from chipmusic.org and it's brilliant. We'll have more stuff from there later in the show.
How does he spell his name? Is it J-PEG?
It is.
Is it?
Capital J
Excellent.
dash capital P-E-G.
Right.
It's an excellent piece of music there. Really, really, really like it. Some more stuff coming later in the show. We are One Life Left. We play chiptune music and related, and we also talk about video games and related.
Yes, we do.
I went to Disneyland, as I mentioned.
Is this related?
It is. I went on Star Tours.
Okay.
What's that?
It's like Star Wars, but
not
tour.
licensed.
Yeah, it's not. It's obviously a little bit video game influenced. It is licensed. You get in one of those motion simulators and it rocks you all around and it takes you through the Star Wars universe. Apparently it takes you through 3 of 6 or 7 segments, so it's different every time you get on it. It made me really excited by the idea of motion games. You know, the ones you used to go to arcades and sit in and they'd rock you.
Afterburner and Outrun. And
Yeah, I was going to say, have you ever been on one? Because I haven't.
Yeah.
I've never even used F-Zero-AX, which is the only game I want to play.
They've still got them in the Trocadero, don't they?
The Trocadero?
Yeah,
Really?
I think so. Let's go.
Let's One Life Left outing.
Let's go ahead of the Christmas
I
party.
would like to do that.
Yeah,
I'd
okay.
like to do that.
Let's do that then.
Should we get on with the show?
We can do, yes. We've got
Let's,
Michelle and Christophe in the studio.
Hey,
Hello.
Michelle
Hello.
and Christophe.
Are you both coming to our Christmas party?
Yes, I will
didn't
be.
get the memo, I think.
Okay.
Oh, I sent you a memo.
Oh, really?
It was
You
an
just didn't
official
read
memo.
it.
It's December the 14th, 6:30 until
Late.
Late.
11:30.
The thing is, after the party,
It's the after party usually.
and after the after party,
Well, then it's the hotel lobby.
and after the hotel lobby,
Well, around about 4, we usually clear the lobby.
yeah, and then
Just go home.
Wait for the tubes to start. So that's December the 14th. So we'll see you both there. But now
over half tickets sold.
I've seen.
Yeah,
Yeah, we unleashed the.
and that's before the Guardian have really properly pushed
Exactly.
it. So we want to get as many One Life Left fans in there as possible. You need to buy your ticket now.
Just in case of a fight.
Tickets are a tenner, but all of the money goes behind the bar after we've covered our expenses.
Expensives.
What are our expenses? Badges.
Buying badges,
We're
which you
buying
need to make.
badges for everyone.
It's a good job we got Media Molecule in on the eve of one of their greatest releases to flog them tickets, isn't it? So have you both got a tenner on you now that we can maybe take?
I've already bought my
Have you?
ticket.
Okay, well we can check.
Selling this to
Okay,
Christmas.
Might not
Christophe.
be there.
How long have you guys been at Media Molecule?
5 years. For
5
me.
years.
5.5 years for me.
Because I was I sometimes get a bit confused about Media Molecule and the games that you did. So I had a look on Wikipedia earlier. You've only done 3 games since 2006.
3 good games.
I suppose that's true. Well, one of them's unproven, isn't it? Because it's out on Friday.
Okay, all right.
Right, so we'll be the judge
Good
of
one,
that.
Simon.
Yeah,
Call
thanks.
them out.
Yeah. But so you're obviously the guys behind Little Big Planet and on Friday Tearaway. Can you tell us a little bit about Tearaway?
Yeah, of course. Basically, the entire world is entirely made of paper. We try to focus a little bit more after all the experimentation we had with LBP, where we were trying to look at materials like, different, like the metal, like the fluffy things, and like for once we really wanted to focus only on paper and how deep you can go on that. And the first concept was to make a very small game, a very short project, like a 6-month thing. And the more we were digging, the more we were finding excellent stuff, and we were constantly expanding. And in the end, that's a 2-year project.
Yeah, well, we started the project with, there were about 5 of us in the team, and it was really, really super tiny, and we were kind of hiding away in our secret treehouse in the studio, which was just this tiny little room. Which
We will come back to this.
well, Rex had called it the secret treehouse, but it was...
There's a sign.
Yeah, there was a sign as well. He actually threw this. You got Rex and paper and pens.
Right.
So yeah, we started out with about 5 of us, and then we kind of grew the team gradually, and then the project just became what it is now.
Did you start working on it before the Vita was out?
Yes.
You did. So you had all.
wonderful.
So in the super secret treehouse, there was
Yeah.
tech from the future, and
Yeah.
so did the idea come about because of what the Vita can specifically do, what it enables you to do?
Well, yeah, we were presented with this amazing, exciting new hardware, which was a front touch panel and a back touch panel. I didn't get to see this really ugly prototype, but Rex, if you get him on the show at some point in the future, which you totally
I got to see it. It was really
I
ugly.
really. He was describing it, and but basically, like we were offered the opportunity to develop a game on this new hardware, and we just basically took it. And Rex had come up with like a small short paragraph of like what it could be, and from there we just kind of built it and developed the game from that very small idea of like how can you interact with the game world using
From
both.
two sides.
Yeah. So when it was first unveiled at E3, was it?
No, it was Gamescom.
Gamescom, and it made quite a splash, didn't it? Because no one had seen a game that looked like that. That actually, you could properly see the textures in it, and you know, I mean, it seemed very real. It was a.
There was like tons of experiment, like Mark Adami or like I don't know how to call him, like the paper god. There's no other word because he's
Paper graphics
literally
engine
doing
genius.
magic on it.
Right.
He basically take a 3D isometric game with like very ugly texture that was the early prototype and turn it into like this 3D magical folding live thing you saw on Gamescom. And
Yeah, because it did start out as a top-down kind of isometric game, like dungeon.
yeah, it was very dungeony and dark and not really the
We dabbled with procedural tech as well at one stage,
yeah.
and
yeah, that was like a very random project, but it's now like this like wonderful, colourful, papery, magical thing.
And that, I mean, I guess we joked that you'd only made 3 games, but I guess those are becoming the hallmarks of a Media Molecule title. That it's fun and
well, we're a very creative studio, so any games that we make are kind of at the core they'll be creative experiences.
Well, you have a
for players.
treehouse, but I think any studio that has a treehouse is going to be pretty fun, right?
It's a paper treehouse. If
We
you
also
look
have a
at
paper rocket.
Yeah, we have a
in the
paper
kitchen.
rocket, which is a real one. You can go in it, and you can go
It's
to
a
the moon.
cardboard
Paper moon.
rocket.
Yeah.
Was that an invite? I mean, you did say you can go in it, and you looked delighted at that point.
Why not?
Brilliant.
What are you doing tomorrow?
So the game's out on Friday.
Yeah, Friday.
I've not seen any reviews for it yet. That's why I was surprised.
There's an embargo. We've had previews that have.
They've been glowing across the bottom. I think, yeah.
But the embargo's lifted on Wednesday, I think.
So what's this stage like for you?
Nerve-wracking.
Is it?
Absolutely nerve-wracking.
Yeah, because there's very little that you can do now, is there?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people talking about how they've been playing it on Twitter, games journalists and stuff. So
It's very exciting to see how people that have started downloading the preview code have just been excitedly tweeting about it, and that's kind of filling us with some confidence. But of course, we have to wait until Wednesday, and obviously until Friday when everybody gets their hands on it and actually gives us the truth.
So that must be frustrating for you, given that you're on One Life Left today, and you could review your own game later in the show, but you can't because you're embargoed.
By yourself.
Ooh.
It's frustrating.
It's a game I can't talk about, and it's
although that's
probably good.
the podcast does go out on Wednesday, so
Yeah,
Oh.
if you want your first review to be on the show, well, you know what to do.
exactly. Well, good luck with it. Obviously, we'll watch it with interest. Yeah, it looks absolutely wonderful, and the sort of game that's going to, like Little Big Planet, that's going to bring a smile to everybody's faces. So, yeah,
It's something quite unique, I have to say. It gives me, reading the preview and the reaction, the people's reaction, how, like you said, they were just excited by downloading the game.
yeah.
Sounds quite unique. I mean, that's the first time. I mean, even me when I was playing the entire game for the first time, because we were making bits and bulbs, and you never really do the full experience of the game, and it's quite emotional.
Yeah.
Even me, I we created it, but
Don't cry on paper, though.
No.
And
I try not to wear the
Christophe is
paper.
actually our studio's harshest critic as well.
Yeah, I try. Yeah.
He's quite known for that.
Yes, I'm known for that.
Okay, it's time for Dr. Avatar.
You're needed in surgery immediately.
Avatar, you're the only one that can do this. You're
You're gonna have to operate.
Dr. Avatar, operating room dictation on patient DeWitt, Booker. Operative diagnosis, cirrhosis and liver failure requiring transplant. Estimated blood loss, 600 cc's, OR time 10 hours. Mr. DeWitt was evacuated from the streets of Columbia by emergency Zeppelin services when he was found rambling and discharging his rifle. Upon admission, he was found to have severe thiamine deficiency in addition to retrograde amnesia. It appears the patient has been operating under the impression that alcohol improves his health, which has ultimately led to dependency, withdrawal, and liver cirrhosis. It was relatively easy to locate a Good Samaritan donor in his hometown, and the left hepatic lobe was harvested along with the left and middle hepatic veins. Upon transplantation to the patient, we discovered incidental hepatocellular carcinoma, owing to Mr. DeWitt's extensive and careless intravenous drug use. A total hepatectomy was performed, followed by successful transplantation. The patient will be transferred to the transplant unit. His progress will depend on whether he is able to cooperate with psychiatry and addictions medicine in order to arrange for abstinence henceforward. Ending dictation for patient DeWitt, Booker.
Messages and forward BCC One Life letters.
Thank you for all your letters this week. We have had a bumper selection, and Simon will begin.
Bumper selection, we're going to start with Ben's. Hello team, with a returning Steve plus super special guest.
Hello.
It seems that spying and espionage is rather popular at the moment. For example, looking at Steve's Twitter, it seems he was playing a game where one of his group was a mole and everyone else had to guess who it was. I think most of the team suspected it was Steve because he'd removed the fake beard that he had for Game City, but it was actually Matt Bock.
That's true, that is something we played at Disneyland. Everyone got given a piece of paper, and one of these pieces of paper had "You are the mole" on it, and you had to do moley things.
Like what? Like
that was left to the user.
Okay.
So Matt Bock, who turned out to be the mole, and none of us knew, he hid the salt and pepper at lunch.
That's typical mole behaviour.
He put tiny little balls of paper in people's shoes.
Oh no, the worst sort of mole.
I know, terrible. And then he left before the mole was announced. So at the point when we were all going to stand there and shout out, one of us was going to shout, "I am the mole," there was just silence. Yeah, very good.
He says, and he's read about a company that made its board take a lie detector test to see which of the board was leaking information to the press. I think One Life Left needs to take this approach when interviewing their super special guests. For too long we've been misled about the colour of their yet-to-be-announced game or what they really think about Peter Molyneux. What do you guys think about Peter Molyneux?
I actually never worked with him, so I can't...
You would never work with him, interesting. No, knowing the truth would make things much, much clearer. Plus, we really need Parco's DNA for those dozens of paternity suits that I was told about in Nottingham. Cheerio, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Ben. Dear team and super special guests, I was on the train to work this morning playing Assassin's Creed Liberation on my PS Vita when I was suddenly required to hold the device up to a bright light in order to reveal some kind of secret on some paper I'd collected. Everybody knows the rules of commuting on public transport. You can't be seen to be doing anything unusual on a train. Even a simple phone call attracts attention. If I started waving my Vita in the general direction of the train's horrible strip lights, I'd be instantly earmarked as a weirdo. I have to travel with these people every day. Needless to say, my Vita went back in my pocket instantly, and I had to wait until I could get to the sanctuary of the office kitchen away from prying eyes to wave my Vita around like a loon. Has a video game ever required you to do something you just aren't comfortable doing? Love the show, etc. Daniel.
Yes, I had to chop off my finger once in heavy rain.
It's unfortunate.
Nintendo DS stuff constantly was asking you to shout at the mic or whatever. And
was the game that I reviewed a little while ago, Elf Scare, where you have to shout at elves in order to get them off a bridge? I'm so glad I didn't play that in public.
And there was that time I was playing a cooperative game with a man on the internet. He told me to take off all my clothes.
Okay.
Describe what I was doing. I didn't enjoy it.
Okay, no.
But you did it.
Of course, it was a game. Well, he told me it was a game.
Michelle.
So, dear team, One Life Left, and possible, is this a super special guest?
That would be you.
Yeah, okay. Great. So, judging from recent Kickstarter activity, you guys are into board games. Well, Steve and Simon anyway. Although guessing Anne is amazing at Pictionary based on her Anne art masterpieces.
Pretty good.
They are pretty great.
Good.
Pretty great.
With Christmas approaching, just interested to know if there are any board games you'd recommend, either mass market or the crazy hardcore Eastern European ones that those shut up and sit down guys are into. Anyway, great to have you guys back on the airwaves. Fred Easy.
Hey, Fred. Simon.
I like Dominion. It's the game I play the most of.
Yeah, you know more about this sort of stuff than I do. The last brilliant board game I played was Space Alert, which is that one where you all shout at each other.
Oh, okay.
You have to move your tokens around a sort of Starship Enterprise style ship, and you play a CD that counts down what the mission is, draw cards, and then at the end you replay it all to see how you died.
Right.
It's quite good. I recommend that. It's hard to get, I think, but excellent.
I recently played Transformers Top Trumps.
Oh, yeah.
Brilliant.
Right, good.
Yeah, great.
Christophe, before you read that, I'm just going to clarify. You didn't say you would never work with Peter Molyneux. I see there was a look between you that implied that I said something. I was doing a joke. You didn't say you haven't worked with him. What does your letter say?
Hi team and super special guest. What an epic win for UK Game Journalist last week with Simon New Yorker Parkin Best for One Life Left edition. Game editor Keith Stewart, but was Simon just too modest to reveal his greatest confession, his ultimate gift, his public love letter to Britain's favourite video game radio show, Parkin's illustrated history of 151 video game? 151. 1 plus 5 plus 1, 7 out of 10. That's true love indeed. Seb.
Why else would you have chosen that number?
Exactly.
We
wasn't
were
it? Yeah.
discussing that 151 is a curious number, isn't it? It's a bit of an odd one. Literally a bit of an odd one.
Right.
But thank you, Simon. I mean, you made that joke before.
Exactly.
Thanks for listening, Steve.
All right. Okay. Dear One Life Left, first of all, welcome back. I hope you had a lovely time. The show was actually really good without you, but I'm putting that down to... Wait a second. This is from Steve Owen, and it's a personal letter to me.
Oh,
Brilliant. Read it out.
It does go on to say, you were still kind of missed despite how good it's been in your absence. Secondly, this isn't a letter for the show.
Oh, okay, right. Well, you should put the second bit at the front, shouldn't you? I think, to stop us reading it.
Firstly,
Firstly, Simon and Anne, don't read this, because it's being nice about you. Sorry if you printed it out without reading this bit first, says Steve.
Well, we did.
So the point is, Steve sent us through a new song for One Song Left for our karaoke thing that we're going to do at the Christmas party, which you should all come to. But if you can't come, or even if you can send us a song for One Song Left, and we will sing it with you or without you.
that sounds fascinating.
Doesn't it? What you need to do is take a popular song and rewrite the lyrics to be about video games. If you're not sure whether we've done it already, you should send us an email first. If you want any hints or tips, you can send us an email as well. I will transcribe that song and make it into a karaoke thing. So, for example, one of the classics we do Blur's Park Life, but rewritten to be about Half-Life.
Basically, any jokes like that, where we can do a little pause.
Another example.
Okay, go.
We do Prince's Purple Rain, but rewritten to be about heavy rain. And that's it. That's
really
the joke. And it sounds terrible, but it's really funny. I mean, it's really funny.
It is pretty funny.
It's really funny.
It's funny.
Anyway, even if you don't think it's funny, we need your songs.
We need to expand our repertoire.
So pick a song, for example, Battlefield, and rewrite it to be about
Call of Duty.
or something like that. Our email address,
team@onelifeleft.com.
and we look forward to hearing from you. I'm going to play another song now. This is Dream Slayer Theme, and it's by Cryets. You're listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. This is another piece of music from chipmusic.org, and it's exceptional. Earlier in the show, this is a callback.
I've got the correspondence here. Hi there, begins the email that we received. Meg Kramer here, a producer for the American public media program Marketplace. And at which point, because this comes through to Team at One Life Left, all of us are going, oh right,
brilliant.
okay, yeah.
That's quite exciting.
Thanks for writing, Meg.
Yeah.
Meg continues, I'm reaching out so we know, so if there was any doubt that he was American, she.
Might be a he. Well, I talked to her on the phone, it's not a he.
Okay, I'm reaching out to see if Steve Curran is available to join us tomorrow to tape a weekly segment called Silicon Tally.
Turns out I was.
Reaching out to see if Steve Curran is available to join us tomorrow.
Do you know what that feels like, Steve? Do you know what it feels like to read that sentence that's coming to your own inbox? To read that sentence?
I do, because I did it. I know exactly what it feels like. It makes you feel really important.
Reaching out to see if Steve Curran's available to join us tomorrow.
Do you know what I did at that point?
And there wasn't even any of this. If he's not, do you guys want to do it?
No.
Which we would have.
What was the subject line of the message?
Media request, Steve Curran on Marketplace Tech.
Media request.
I like how Meg said last week's guest was Leslie Horn from Gizmodo. The URL is Silicon Tally. Do your parents use Netflix? Was this a sort of hard-hitting topic that you addressed?
I had a brilliant interview.
What did you... can you relive the interview right now? Relive it for us.
I had to pick some numbers.
Oh.
Some numbers to do with video games.
I love numbers.
And then I had to say the number to the host, and he said some numbers to me, and we had to guess what the numbers were about. So I chose 10.1 million.
Okay.
Which is the number of times that Football Manager was pirated, which is why our analysis of that story earlier in the show was so comprehensive. Flawless. Anyway, it was great fun, and I think that will be on marketplace.org soon.
Interesting.
Can you give us another number? Maybe not even one of your numbers, one of his numbers, and we can think on it.
One of his numbers?
Before we were listening.
Yes, I can. In fact, let's just play the game now.
Sure.
I think it was 26 sharks.
Is this a Damien Hirst thing?
Guys, any idea what that might mean? 26 sharks. 26 sharks.
Is this about any news story, like across the board? Or does it have to be
a news story, about a video game news story.
Video game news.
Yeah.
It's surprising though, I don't know it.
26. How many? 26. And is that number important?
Sharks.
What about the animal? Is that important?
Well, I'll level with you. I'm not actually sure it's 26.
Okay, right, fine.
But it's some number of sharks. I think it's 26.
Okay.
I'm going to have to hurry you.
But I don't think you can hurry me because I don't know.
Was it? No.
You have to guess
is it the gift that
Here we go.
Sony
The gift
is going to send to Microsoft on the release of the Xbox One?
26 sharks. It is not. No, it is
something to do with GTA Online.
It is not. Any guesses, you guys?
Nope.
No, 26 sharks.
This
apparently
marketplace sounds awful.
Well, maybe you should learn something because it's a PR stunt.
Oh,
okay.
Apparently, it's the number of sharks circling an Xbox One in Australia right now to keep it safe.
Right. Keep it safe.
Right, that's terrible PR because I didn't know about it.
I didn't know about it either.
Are you Australian?
Yes.
You're listening to One Life Left, a video game radio show where Anne does accents. If you have any accents you want to hear, just email in.
team@onelifeleft.com.
This is Craig the Rage McLelland.
Please, don't stop working out on my account. I just might just stop by and say hi and welcome you to the gym. Is this your first time here? Enough about you. I've been coming here for 18 months, and when I arrived, I, like you, was a puny, sunken-chested sparrow of a man. As you can see, I am now an objectively perfect specimen of male humanity. I know what you're thinking. Exactly what's the story behind each and every beautifully hewn, heavily striated muscle on this man-mountain's body? I'm way ahead of you. Read this pamphlet in your own time. The story of my pecs. I made working on my chest a priority. I was new in town at the time, and everybody knows that an absurdly well-developed set of pectoral muscles are a consistently successful, low-stakes conversational opener. Once I pumped these things up to the size of 2 quite large honeydew melons, London opened up to me like a flower. The majority of people I know now, I met by making assertive eye contact and mouthing the words, "touch my oaken breastplate" at them. The story of my quads. How many hours of hard, load-bearing squats do you imagine it took to grow these fantastic things? Guess. Just guess. Seriously, guess. No point guessing, muchacho. Time bends when you're into your third set of 75 super deep lunges. Could have been 1 hour, could have been 1,000. One thing's for sure, you want to touch these quads, don't you? Of course you do. The story of my abs. I worked on these in the privacy of my own bedroom. I grew these tasty little things by spending days at a time playing Lego Lord of the Rings on my PS3 while sitting straight-legged on the floor with my back at a 30-degree angle. Sure, I'm doubly incontinent and vitamin D deprived, but look at these abs. I said look at them. Next week, the story of my glutes.
That's Craig the Rage McLelland, our in-house poet.
What the hell are glutes?
Well, he'll tell you next week, won't he? One thing, before we get onto the reviews, 20 sharks.
Okay.
And it was New Zealand. Can you do that?
Okay. It sounds like
Sure. Was that it?
It was close enough.
It sounds like you were a really informative guest.
No,
on
I
that.
wasn't. I was informed of that stuff.
Right.
So what it shows is I wasn't listening.
Okay, I see. I was on the Little Metal Dog show last week.
Oh, were you?
And the Continue podcast. So.
What?
And guess what?
What?
Been invited on Radio 5 Live. And, I am going to go.
What? No!
And I am going to go.
What?
Are you going to be the mole?
Let's find out. Got an email over the weekend.
Should we come with you?
I think you can, Anne.
Oh, really?
What?
We'll see. I haven't checked my diary yet, but
that's fine. No one will be able to hear you anyway. It's all that medium wave piss. Back to the reviews. Where are we? Who's doing a review?
Sleeping Dogs. I've been playing.
Okay.
It's like GTA, but it's in Hong Kong.
Okay. And
with better fighting.
Ooh.
And you can run. You can vault over things when you're running about.
Oh, I love vaulting.
Yep. I tell you, it's really nice. I mean, it's an old game. I think it came out last year, but yeah, it's great. So it's a GTA game. You play a cop who's pretending to be a gangster, and you do cop jobs and gangster jobs, and you fight and run about. And it's good. But the strangest thing about it is that because it's set in Hong Kong, you drive on the left, and I find it a little odd. Even though I drive on the left in real life, I find it odd doing it in a video game. Isn't that strange?
Nice.
So it goes to show how conditioned I am. 7 out of 10. What about you, Anne?
I've been playing Rayman Fiesta Run because I loved Rayman Jungle Run so much. I thought it was basically a perfect game. I wanted to see how Rayman Fiesta Run, which is very similar, would fare. Turns out I also love it. And they've added some really nice new, there are obviously new backgrounds and everything in it because it's a different theme, but nice new little mechanics. And so you bounce on something and it takes you to a different section of the platform, and then you bounce on something else and it brings you back. It's really fun. I just think that the Rayman runs are just so much fun. They're just so much fun. Picking up your little thingies,
yeah,
and your coins and that, and just running, always running, and then sometimes punching. And I like it when you learn a new skill and you really get to punch things. Super good. So if you loved Rayman Jungle Run...
What format is this on?
Oh wait, sorry, this is iOS.
Okay, did you pay for it?
Yeah, £1.99. Okay. Value.
Right.
Absolute value. And also, I got some free in-game coins because I played Rayman Jungle Run.
Oh, that's nice. Loyalty.
Loyalty is rewarded.
So what did you spend the coins on?
I bought a new character.
Okay.
And I could also buy some art. But I didn't because I don't really care about art.
Okay.
I just like to see the numbers on the screen go up and up and up.
Nice.
So I'm going to give this game 7 out of 10. Well done.
Exceptional. Michelle.
So I'm going to be cheating a little. I've been playing Tearaway quite a lot, obviously.
Oh, good, yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure you want what's about to happen.
No.
Oh, really?
No.
What is about to happen?
Well, you need to give it a score.
Oh,
at the
no.
end of it.
Okay, okay.
But now you've started.
And now that score has to be an accurate reflection of the game's overall quality.
And it's going to set your Metacritic off. So here we are.
So how is it?
How is it?
Yeah, what's it like? Did you enjoy it?
It's amazing.
Right, okay. That's good to hear.
Okay, maybe I should stop here. So, okay, the other game I can talk about is Animal Crossing New Leaf.
Yeah, that's rubbish, isn't it? We have reviewed that, haven't we?
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
It's boring, isn't it? It's the boring one.
Really?
It's the Facebook game dressed up as the Nintendo. Yeah, it is. I mean, essentially is though, isn't it? Sorry, carry on. What was your...
It's fantastic. It's got some amazing online features. So you can now quite easily go to your friends' villages, and we've got quite a competitive thing going on at MM where we're trying to collect as much as possible and basically see who's got the biggest house out of everybody. It's quite super geeky, but yeah, we love it.
Are the houses made out of paper?
No, I'm talking
Rubbish.
about Animal Crossing.
Terrible.
But amazingly, Rex's house in Animal Crossing has got pictures of Iota everywhere. So you do want to street pass him.
Okay. Interesting, but he didn't turn up today.
No, he
so
didn't.
we actually don't want to street pass him. In fact,
you
he's gone on our
totally do.
list.
What list? Come on.
Now you're on the list.
So what score would you give it?
Well, can I say anything other than 7?
No.
You can say whatever you want, Michelle,
Yeah.
but understand.
For the next digit to emerge from your face could result in some more going back in.
No.
Well, maybe from this point, I just want to be silent then.
Okay, you do have to score it, I'm
You
afraid.
do have to score it.
Okay, I'll give it a 7.
Okay, right,
Thanks, Michelle.
Come on. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Yeah.
Christophe.
So, like Michelle, I've been quite busy these days, and I haven't played any new game more. I think I'm just following Twitter to see like how a game look like and how I feel like. But
So you do review Twitter?
I do review Twitter.
No one's reviewed Twitter.
No one's
yet,
reviewed
haven't they?
Twitter yet, and it is one of the most
And
played
Christophe is new
games.
to Twitter as well.
Yeah,
Great
honestly,
game.
we don't believe in identifying what games are, do
No.
we?
We would never...
What is a game?
What is a
Exactly.
game? What is a
What is a
game?
game?
Is Gone Home a game?
Yeah, is it?
Is it? We've had Steve Gaynor on the show. We know the answer to that question.
Did we?
Is
Did
Steve
we?
Gaynor a game?
Is he? Who knows?
Who are we? Who are we to judge?
Is Twitter a game? We're
We
going to
certainly
find out.
play it.
We're going to find out. Christophe,
So,
what do you
Twitter-
do in Twitter?
I'm actually pretty new in Twitter.
Okay.
I try to resist since the last like 4 years. Is it like 4 years old?
Yeah.
Twitter something?
Older?
I don't know. Maybe older. Anyway, I'm just since 6 months in Twitter. It's actually pretty fun. I think no, I'm wrong. I discovered it like more than last year, where there was some riot in Clapham Junction,
Yes.
and I was living in Clapham Junction.
Right.
That was a
Okay.
really good level.
That was
Great.
yeah,
the
that
graphics
was
were realistic, weren't they?
yeah, really amazing with the F word. Definitely. I was on a train actually, and I was like just checking, and I got a text from my flatmate. We're saying, check on Twitter. There's some like riots and I was just like typing Clapham Junction, and I got like live update of like people like saying like this is safe, this is not safe here, and I just like the best. At the time, it wasn't really a game, but. Still, that was my first experience with it, and
So now you've dived into Twitter.
Yeah,
What are
completely.
the good things about it?
The best game is to follow the person that is saying the best thing,
Ah.
not the
That is a
person that
good
is
hint.
saying like
That is a good
one
game.
thing and polluting like 9 out of 10.
And are there any cheats for Twitter?
I don't know any. Maybe the Konami code. I haven't tried.
Interesting. So you've had an interesting time on it. You know, you've had the riots, you've had the good people.
Yeah, I
What
got the
would you-
PS4 launch. I got the Mars landing as well.
Mars Lander. That's
yeah,
great.
on Twitter.
Very realistic, isn't
That
it?
was great.
I did a brilliant joke to do with the Mars Lander. I'll tell you what during the next song. It got 5 retweets, and 3 of those were by me going up to people saying, "You've got to retweet it. It's my best work." What would you give Twitter?
I feel a good 7.
Good 7.
Yeah.
Good 7.
fair
Good
enough.
7. A high 7, but still a 7. That's fair enough.
What about you?
Fair enough.
Not played anything
Right.
apart from The Mole.
Okay.
We've talked about that
Yeah.
already. It was excellent. I'm big into real life games at the moment. They're preferably not ones where I have to take my clothes off.
Do you like things being put in your shoes then? Is that what you're saying?
Didn't go in my shoes. I was very protective of my shoes.
Okay.
Kept them on all day.
Right.
Anyway, that's One Life Less reviews section. Let's have some music. This is National Broadcast Network, and in the spirit of the riots, it's called A Split Second of Anarchy. listening to One Life Left on Resonance 104.4 FM. We are a video game radio show, and the last thing I heard before I put the mics up was Anne saying, Simon, I want you to put your finger... How did that sentence finish?
In Adam Ross's mouth.
Fair enough. You're going on Radio 5. That's really exciting, Simon.
Exciting.
Finally, the big time for you.
Been on Radio 5
I mean, I
before,
say the
Steve.
big time, the medium time.
Radio 5
Literally the
before.
medium wave time.
Last time I was on Radio 5, I was being interviewed by Simon Mayo.
Last time I was on Radio 5, I was being interviewed by Richard Bacon.
Ah.
We've all been on Radio 5. Now we've escalated to the FM, the best way of listening to your radio. What are we going to talk about in the remaining 6 minutes?
Where else are you going to put your fingers, Simon?
I'm going to put 2 up at you now, Anne. This is very poor form, isn't it? What's the matter with you?
Sorry.
Have you been drinking?
Yeah. I've got a bit of a cold. I'm feeling out of sorts.
Okay, well, pack it in.
Sure.
Is there any other business? I mean, we've dealt with the Christmas party.
We've dealt with that.
We haven't dealt with GDC Next and what I saw over there.
So what did you see there, Steve?
Exciting things I saw. I think my favourite thing I saw was Daniel Ben McGooey talking about Storyteller.
Daniel Ben McGooey.
I think that's how you say his name. I had this problem
nice,
earlier in the show with Miles Jacobson. Jacobson? Don't know. It's one of the products of the modern age where you form a relationship with someone over the internet, and when you meet them for the first time,
Is he the Miles is the person you were referencing with the take your clothes off game then?
Can't say.
Okay.
Can't say.
So
10.1 million people have downloaded a video of me taking my clothes off.
So this man,
Daniel Ben, on Twitter, was showing off Storyteller at GDC Next in his lecture. Storyteller is his new video game, and in which you have a sort of comic strip 3 or 4 panel structure, and you drag characters in there to tell a story. You have to match the story that it's telling you to tell. So, for example, it may say Romeo and Juliet as the clue. So you drag in a boy and a girl, and then you have the boy kill themselves in the next thing, and then the girl gets sad and kills herself too, or the other way around.
So it's about ruining stories.
It's not about ruining stories. It's actually about distilling stories.
Spoiling stories is what I meant, sorry.
Right, I see. Yeah, I suppose. It is a big spoiler mechanic. I thought it was absolutely brilliant and funny and touching and all of those great things. So he talked about that, and he was excellent.
When's that coming out?
That is, I don't know actually.
And what format is it?
I don't know that, but if it's here, I would imagine it's tablet and PC.
Okay.
Do you know what colour it is?
Comic book colour. It's lovely pixel art. You can see it on his site. Go there. Google Dan. I think he's Dan Ben on Twitter. I also saw Adam Orth. Do you know who Adam Orth is?
I know the name.
You will recognise the name.
Yes.
He is the man, and we probably did a news story about this at the time, who got bullied on the internet because he said, deal with it.
Yes. The Microsoft man.
Yeah.
I was reading about that, It seemed, he seems to have come out of it okay.
He has, but he went through a time, like a terrible, terrible time. The whole of the internet went crazy because he said, read the Xbox always being on. Deal with it. And they went mental. Like absolutely mental, and he left his job, he had to move states, he had to change his bank accounts because people were trying to hack it, and he gave a really touching speech at GDC about that, and it was excellent. One of the things that he said that stuck with me is all of you people who put in your bios personal accounts, what I say here, my views are my own, means nothing. If you ever say anything that could be potentially, that your company wouldn't like, that's it, So just don't say those things, basically. But yeah, he was great.
What's he doing now, then?
He's doing his own startup in Santa Monica, I think. So excited to see what he's going to come up with. And what else did I see?
Did you cause any trouble?
Yes! Sorry, I shouldn't hit the desk. Yes, did cause trouble.
What?
Actually, genuinely got thrown out of the Figueroa.
Congratulations.
Well, not thrown out. The man came up to us. It was me and... I shouldn't say
Put
who
your
it was.
top on, sir.
It was me.
Say who it was.
And your bottoms.
Me and 2 other prominent video game industry people, both of whom have been on One Life Left.
Like Chris Graft and Matt Bock.
Could be. I'm not narrowing it down. So... we had a really nice time, and we were having a great time.
Oh, right, sorry, it wasn't Chris then.
And then the bartender came up to us and said, going to invite you to continue in the lobby.
Hello.
And I thought, oh, that's exciting. Finally, we've been invited to the lobby, which, as we all know, happens after the party.
Yeah.
Turns out the party still goes on.
As you're being shoved into the lobby.
And you lot all go somewhere else. That was excellent.
Excellent.
No, it was probably just. We had a lovely time anyway.
Good. Well, that's it. That's the end of the show, isn't it?
It is. That's it. Close the show on a note of absolute disgrace.
Christophe and Michelle, thank you so much for coming in. Good luck for Friday.
Yeah,
well, good luck for Wednesday, and then good luck for Friday.
Yeah, thank you.
We're really looking forward to
Also,
playing it.
you know what? Good luck for the rest of your lives.
Yeah, thank you. You too.
Thanks.
Actually.
There we go.
Don't forget, tickets are still on sale, oll.eventbrite.com. Buy them before the Guardian readers get in on it, and we will catch up with you next week.
It has been good to be back. Until next week, bye-bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Climate Radio. I spent most of 2009